Ladies and gentlemen, it is RAWBall Monday.
Week 5.
Hey, God, have we got a shitload of shit to talk about. NFL signings going absolutely nuts. Maddie's going to have a stroke if the Broncos continue doing what they do. Dev is just standing there with the most awesome hair on the planet Earth. And I am here to just kind of coordinate this three-ring circus. Dave is in the chat. Thank you, Dave.
Welcome.
It is 4:30 Central Time. That means it's RAWBall Monday. We are breaking down everything going on in the National Football League, Major League Baseball, pro wrestling, and it is also one of my absolute favorite times of year, March Madness. We're going to be filling out our brackets. Oh, yeah. Maddie's going to win us $1 million.
Here's hoping.
Hey, we're splitting it three ways.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of, Maddie's Monday hit last week. So here's hoping I can go 2 in a row. We've got
for all of you degenerate gamblers out there, Maddie finally hit one.
Yep. First one of our actual weekly podcast. We hit on the Super Bowl, so
yeah. Fantasy baseball draft coming up in just about 13 days. Maddie's going to be here. He's actually going to get to meet my brother, who is also a degenerate gambler in his own right. So we're going to be downstairs in the rec room. I'm going to have my half Mexican brother, a quarter Mexican, quarter Puerto Rican, and Maddie. So, and the two of them are both going to be gambling on anything. So it's going to be fun, and we're going to be live streaming, broadcasting that. Dev's going to be stuck in Denver, doing whatever Dev does. But anyway, without much, as Dan Housen would say, without further ado, let's get to the news. Maddie, hit us up. It has been we have breaking news. Oh, we're breaking.
Huh?
It is all but confirmed. NFLPA would be the only people in the way.
NFLPA or Goodell.
Aaron Rodgers is going to become a New York Jet for the next NFL season, it looks.
Welcome, BF Dick Pics. Let's go.
Yeah, I was about to say, following in the footsteps of douchebag BF, here's hoping that he don't steal money from the whores of Mississippi, allegedly. But, we got a lot more.
BF. And lick my balls while you're at it.
We have a lot of breaking news. Not just, Aaron Rodgers, but we got a lot to talk about in the NFL today.
We got a shit. It is, it's almost weird. Every Saturday night, Sunday, we're thinking, man, we're not going to have fucking material for the show. And within about 24, 36 hours, we're like, how the fuck are we going to cover all this?
So
NFL dominated.
Let's start with maybe the biggest news of the weekend. The Carolina Panthers have traded away DJ Moore, their first-round pick, a first-round pick in the coming year, the second pick in the coming year, and one more player, I believe.
No, it was a second pick.
And it was another pick? Oh, a second pick.
It was a first this year, second this year, a first next year,
and a
second next year. Yep, and then DJ Moore.
So the Bears fleeced the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, that was more than a fleece. That was highway robbery.
And now we don't even know what they want to do with the number 1 overall pick. I have the picture for our thumbnail. Very justified. Let me add it to just as an overlay real quick, because this perfectly describes the Carolina Panthers situation. This man has no thoughts behind those eyes, not a clue between him or his organization. What is going on in Carolina? Cap had a little bit of logic behind it, so I'll let him take it.
Well, as I said earlier, stupidity never sleeps. And the Carolina Panthers are notorious for also, well, Dave said also an APB has been put out for Wyndham Rotunda. Yeah. There's been apparently he has has a physical issue
Physical issues, air quote.
that's going to keep him out of WrestleMania against Lashley.
And there was rumors earlier in the day that he'd walked out, but those rumors had been kind of squashed.
Walked out?
Yeah,
Who did?
Bray Wyatt.
Hey,
Oh,
Those were the rumors earlier in the day, but with Fightful Select's report of the physical issues, the rumors of the walkout are squashed.
he looked damn healthy when we saw him.
Yeah, he looked great.
yeah.
But things change. It could be physical. We know Bray Wyatt's been dealing with mental stuff, so give him his time. If he's dealing with some physical issues, shit, it would explain why his match was so short at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Well, let's also not forget that was.
It was a gimmick match, but
it was a. Yeah. Oh, Dave, come on. We're Bray fans here. But anyway, we'll get to the pro wrestling a little bit later. Let's get back to the NFL. Let's try and keep this train from derailing like the old 97.
So the Panthers literally have the number 1 overall pick. It's either CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. If they trade that away, we literally just saw Sam Darnold also got signed by we just saw the 49ers.
Who's playing quarterback for them?
Yeah, if Carolina trades the first overall pick, it would maybe be the dumbest thing to possibly do. Cap was like, they could get some draft capital out of the first round pick, but not if they just traded away Sam Darnold.
Well, my line of thinking here, and because Cap thinks logically rather than illogically, I'm thinking, okay, if they're willing to part with Sam, then they've got to be going quarterback because
Matt Corral is not leading that team this season.
No. No. So I would say I would vote smokescreen, just trying to see what they can get, but I think they wouldn't have given up that haul just to.
Bro,
they've got to be looking Bryce Young. That's my opinion.
Genuinely gave the Bears what they needed: a wide receiver 1
and picks to work off of.
Like what?
Yeah.
Why would they do that just to go? We don't know what we want to do with the first overall pick.
Rip to the Colts and everyone else that wanted first round pick.
The Colts are sitting at 4. If the Panthers trade away, I can totally see the Colts throwing everything at it so that they can get their next quarterback.
Well, they had their next quarterback in Andrew Luck, but they did what they did.
Yeah, played that man into the fucking grave. Not into the dirt, the grave.
I'm not sure if you guys, because I love to watch horse racing.
PJ Walker or bust. I forgot they got XFL legend PJ Walker.
Like, literally, have you ever seen when they put a horse down on a racetrack? Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what happened to Andrew Luck.
Yeah, and he was in tears during that that press conference.
Well, as Tree said, he was a broken man. Like, there was nothing left. They killed him. You fucking killed him.
It was so
you bastards.
But speaking of, something for nothing, Jalen Ramsey,
money
the LA Rams,
and the chicks for free.
The LA Rams.
Dire Straits, very underrated band, by the way. If anyone's never,
Miss Maggie just said hello.
Oh, there's Mags.
She just opened your door like she owns the house, man.
Well, if I close the door, she will paw at it and go batshit crazy. So I have to leave it to where she can still paw to see where Daddy is. Otherwise, she will lose her mind. Yeah, and the last thing I need is her losing her mind.
Yeah, the separation anxiety with her is not good.
See?
Hello, sweetheart.
Like clockwork.
Hello there.
But, yeah, no. Jalen Ramsey.
I trained on finger snaps. I've been working for about a year on her to get her trained. She's learned that one finger snap is Daddy trying to get her attention. 2 successive finger snaps is do what Daddy says.
Mm-hmm.
So
She is
2
such a
quick
beautiful
snaps,
dog.
and then she is sweet
Aw.
American
Such a
boxer.
beautiful dog.
Well, you get to see her in about a week and a half.
Yep, I
Lucky
would
bastard.
not wait.
Uh,
Uh,
anyway, we've already gone off the rails. Anywho, back to
back on track. The Rams
So-
traded Jalen Ramsey for essentially a bag of chips.
yeah, and no
I-
dip.
I text Devin. I was like, they really traded Jalen Ramsey for a family-sized bag of Skittles and a bag of chips, because the Rams traded Jalen Ramsey for a third-round pick this season and Hunter Long. My bad, Hunter
One
Long.
career reception. I can remember when I used to host dinner parties, and I would get buddies, say, "Hey, man, I know you're cooking, apps and dinner and probably dessert. What can I bring?" I was like, just some chips and dip.
Oh, we should
They
also point out.
didn't even bring the fucking dip on this one. They just brought some chips.
We should also point out where he got traded to, because he got traded to the Miami Dolphins.
Who now believe they are going to the Super Bowl.
If you look at Twitter, it is atrocious. Our friend Jarrett Bailey tweeted out that, actual stats from Josh Allen against the Dolphins. 9-2 against the Dolphins. 30 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. You think one cornerback is going to change any of that?
But Ramsey's a hell of a player.
As a wise man once said, ignorance is bliss, and I think that means the Miami Dolphins are smiling from ear to ear.
Yeah, the Dolphins think they did fleece the Rams.
Well, as I said to you, with Mike White going to the Dolphins, that's just an insurance policy should Tua get torn in half by some defensive lineman or suffer 3 concussions in one game.
Yeah, that's another thing. I even had to point out the Dolphins have no offensive line.
No, they do not.
That is the reason Tua almost died this season.
Those hits he took, I've been diagnosed. I know I've had more than I've been diagnosed with, but I've been diagnosed with concussions in my life.
To be fair, Mike
To be
White
fair,
did take one hell of a tackle from the Bills before. So who knows? Speaking of, Matt Milano got his bag.
Yeah. Well, that's a smart move by Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, concussions. It's nothing to fuck with. I've been diagnosed with concussions on a couple of occasions, and when you get, I mean, the old phrase, "Oh, you got your bell rung." Well, yeah, you got your bell rung, but have you guys ever been like hanging out under a bell tower and you get like a good bong, like a good Undertaker bong, and you hear that's
Not
what's going
underneath
on
the
in your
bell.
head. Literally, when I got to the hospital about an hour after when I hit my head, they were like, "Yeah, you're like you don't know where you are." So concussions are a real deal. You get your bell rung like that, it takes hours for you to kind of come back around.
Oh yeah,
And he had 2 in one game.
Devin's been concussed going down a water slide.
Devin's been concussed brushing his hair.
I would not doubt that.
Because
I wouldn't doubt it either.
I mean, look at that coiffeur. I mean, that is.
David, they do linger, and the fact that Tua had to suffer 3 of them within one season is atrocious.
You hit your head hard enough, and you get clocked like that. It's hours, depending on the severity of the hit. It's hours to days before you are loose. For me, they said, okay, the last one I had, it took about 3-4 hours before I was like aware again. And that they diagnosed me with a mild concussion, which is like 3 to 4 hours. I'm guessing a mid-grade, you're looking at 6 to 8, maybe 10. A severe one, maybe a day. So concussions are nothing to fuck with. You get your bell rung like that, you're not seeing straight for a while.
Other than a solid veteran cornerback, a team leader, someone that's won a Super Bowl. What did the Dolphins really get in Jalen Ramsey? Because he does get burned a lot by faster receivers.
He does, but let's take a look at the division they're in, because with the NFL, you always have to look at the division they're in.
Yes.
Because those are your 6 key games.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. He's moving into a division that potentially is going to have Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Tua, if he's alive, and then who else is in that division? Oh yeah, the Patriots. And we don't know what they're doing because.
But do any of those teams, other than maybe, Diggs is not necessarily greased lightning. He's a damn good receiver.
He's one hell of a route runner, though.
Yeah, he's a damn good receiver route runner, but he's not like insanely quick. If you've got
they have Tyreek.
For practice. If you've got 2 good corners on either side, holding down 1 and 2,
and they do have Xavier Howard as well. That is a very solid cornerback as well.
Yeah, that pretty much means you're looking at tight ends and slots as your guys. Which now, I just looked at my camera and my finger that's fucked up that has been my whole life. If you folks are curious about the cap, I have a left pinky that is fucked. It's not uncommon these days for teams that whenever they're facing a team with 2, really good corners, to move their number 1 guy into the slot. So it's not a guarantee. It's just, okay, you're going to be facing 2 really good corners. And you could say they're going to have Jalen or Howard shadowing whoever, there's different combinations you can do, but whenever you have 2 great corners, it's better than having 1 or 0.
I was about to say, look at the Broncos back in the day. We had Champ
Bailey. Of course you would say that.
No, we had Champ Bailey and then a cycling cast of decent cornerbacks like Drake.
I was telling Maddie earlier in the day, it's like anytime good Broncos news breaks, it's like this kid has fucking Bronco blue balls. It's like it's been so long since you've gotten any.
I can't be happy.
It's been so long since your team has gotten any that the minute good news breaks, it's like Maddie's ready to erupt like Krakatoa. He just had a couple. We're
trying to win the Super Bowl. Woo!
Yeah, before we jump into the reason the Broncos will win the Super Bowl next season, let's jump into the atrocious news. Hey, he did the right thing here. Deshaun Watson just got his contract restructured out in Cleveland, opening up
$36
million in cap space, meaning the Browns can jump at potentially a good wide receiver. They're not getting Odell, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, he's not going back.
But they could jump at a wide receiver. They could trade away possibly for a draft pick, but
How would you feel if the Browns got Judy and Sutton?
Devin.
Don't put that in the universe, Devin. Your big brother's going to whip your ass.
I'd like to see him try.
I don't need that piece of shit getting 2 damn good wide receivers. You hear me?
My God.
I was about to say, Deshaun Watson did the right thing, accepted the restructure out in Cleveland. Thoughts on this?
I think it's smart on Cleveland's part to restructure to get some free agent money, but at the same time, has Cleveland made one legit free agent signing this entire offseason or made one draft move that it's like, okay, yeah, you're clearing up money, but that pool of people is drying up pretty quick. So what are you freeing up that money for?
Probably wide. They don't have the best wide receiver core. They're going to try to focus around
they need to get Watson some weapons that aren't behind him. Because Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt are fantastic, but a run game is nothing if you don't have a passing game after it.
Yeah.
Well, they've got. Do they still have Njoku? I forget if they
I
traded
believe
him
No.
away or
David
not.
Njoku got traded.
You know, if I had one more finger, I could basically do an Andre right here with this covering up the beer can.
David Njoku. No, he is still signed to the Cleveland Browns.
Broncos agreed to terms with Jarrett Stidham, formerly of the Raiders, 2-year, $10 million. So yeah, so you got $49 million locked up in Rush. You got $10 million locked up in Stidham.
$140 million between the two offensive linemen that we just signed.
Yep. Well, let's not. Well, speaking of offensive linemen, I hate to kick you in the balls here, Matty, but the Chiefs made a nice little offensive lineman move
Well, fucking
themselves.
course they did.
Who'd they get?
You didn't know? Oh, you didn't know?
Your ass better call
Your ass better
somebody.
call somebody.
You're damn right, David. We're winning the whole damn thing this year.
I'm
So
just talking
the
about
Kansas City Chiefs signed from the Jacksonville Jaguars,
The Jags.
offensive tackle Jawan Taylor, $80 million.
Woo! How many
They-
years?
They just lost their right tackle, so this is a beautiful fucking.
So the deal is $80 million, $60 million guaranteed.
And let's
Damn.
what's his name again? Jawan Taylor.
Jawan Taylor, 6 feet 5 inches tall, 312 pounds.
That's a big boy.
I'm 6'4", 230. So imagine me plus 100 pounds.
Right.
That's a lot of man. That is a whole ass grown man.
Are you guys
Yes,
ready to
sir.
hear this? I was about to say
No.
the Chiefs. They had a damn good
Acquisition?
deal with this. He's only 25. A 4-year deal for that much money is
Ooh.
fucking
Brilliant.
what a fucking steal for the Chiefs.
Of course. They are
so-
going to continue to fuck with the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chargers. It's what they do.
So
Maggie.
let's talk about the Jesse Bates deal real quick because Ian Rappaport just tweeted out that this is the 4th highest paid safety deal in NFL history for Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates has just signed with the Atlanta Falcons a 4-year, $64.02 million contract.
I did see that one.
$16 million guaranteed a year, making him the 4th highest paid safety in NFL history.
Damn.
And speaking of secondaries, let's not forget the Falcons re-signing Jamel Dean, the Buccaneers actually, pardon me, re-signing Jamel Dean, $52 million.
Let's stick with the defensive backfield. The
Peterson.
Steelers signing Patrick Peterson is a huge get for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
A team that didn't have a lot of structure on the defensive end, other than T.J. Watt, and we saw
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Mika.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, but you also have to look. They have not.
And they got J.J. Watt.
They got T.J.
T.J. Watt, yeah.
JJ retired.
But if he gets hurt, we all know how the Steelers are without TJ.
Yeah.
Not good.
Horrible, in fact.
So, speaking of the Steelers, Tree, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but is anyone convinced yet that they made the right pick at quarterback? I know it's been a very 50-50 thing in certain circles as to where they made the right pick. But
I think Kenny Pickett, under the right tutelage, can do well. They need to get the fuck rid of Matt Canada. Mike Tomlin, good coach. Matt Canada needs to get the fuck out of the offensive coordinator role pronto. The Steelers would have been a team that benefited heavily from getting someone like Eric Bieniemy if they would have kept him as a fucking coordinator like the Commanders did. But at least they offered him assistant head coach, right?
Yeah, you know. Well, I was actually. We'll get into this a little bit later on. I was talking with my brother about where Arkansas got seeded in the March Madness bracket, which they got seeded in the 8-9 role, which is basically the mercy fuck spot, which
Yeah.
means even if you win, you're getting knocked out by number one.
Yeah, I was about to say you get one game and then you get fucked.
If Arkansas can even win that, but yeah, it's the mercy fuck spot. So
Cap,
yeah.
I have to run to the restroom. I will open a tangent for you.
Ooh.
Well, I'm not at all upset by this. It's it's an appropriate signing. It tells me that yes, we are in a situation where we realize where we are, which is better than most Raider situations where we are just sort of pissing in the wind. We realize where we are. We've lost our franchise quarterback of almost 10 years. Um, but I'm with Garoppolo, I'm neither positive or negative. He's a serviceable starter. You know, San Francisco did well with him as a starter. And it also leads me to believe that maybe they're going to be drafting a quarterback to study under him. It's a 3-year deal. I'm guessing it's a 2-year deal with a team option for the third. Um, so if we've got Garoppolo for 2 years and we're going to draft a quarterback and coach him up and try and work on the other side of the ball, we've got decent hands on offense apart from the offensive line. Though I did hear we're going to extend our center, which I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that. They restructured um, uh, God, our stud defensive end. They restructured his contract, Crosby. They restructured Crosby's contract to free up some more free agent money, which smart move, you know. But the thing is, the Raiders. Here's our problem. On paper, even with Derek Carr, we looked like a really decent team, which we weren't. Without Carr, we are adrift. And I've always said I'm fine sucking 2 to 3 years to be good 7 to 10 years down the road. And if there's a quarterback that we can get that we can coach up and to be that next franchise QB, and granted, we're going to be wasting what's left of Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, and Darren Waller, which are offensive pieces we would have to replace. If we can get that quarterback of the future, I'm fine. The problem is the Raiders, we have a history of focusing on peripherals rather than intangibles. We have a history of focusing on the sizzle rather than the steak. Our problem as the Oakland Raiders for the last 15 years, at least 10, maybe even 15, is that we do not have a legit offensive line. Our defense is dog shit. We have one good defensive player. So I would rather see us. I'm fine taking Garoppolo, all good and well. We're going to be pretty much wasting the rest of Devontae, Jacobs, and Waller's careers. But if we are going to build that interior, that offensive line, that defensive front seven, build something up so that in 2, 3, 4 years, we've got a great interior team and then just kind of fill up the exterior. I'm fine with that because I think that's how you build a team. You build it with your quarterback, your offensive line, and your defensive front seven. If we can do that, I'm fine with that. Quarterback, offensive line, defensive front seven, secondary, and then you worry about wide receiver, running back, whatever. But if that's the path we're going down, I'm fine with that. But here's my worry. Here is my worry. I do not trust that bowl-cutted brigand son of Al Davis. He looks like a dude who, how do I put this? Okay, for all the guys out there, you wake up in the morning and your Johnny Long Tom is standing at full mast. Rather than Mark Davis, actually doing something with that, he looks down to his sheets and says, "Wait, what's going on here?" That is the feeling that I get when I look into his eyes. It's like this is a guy who could be
Man
standing.
child.
This is a guy who could be standing in a room with insert hottest lady you could possibly imagine. He has a chub and he's wondering why he has it. It's like this guy doesn't quite get being an NFL owner. It's like, dude, yes, we are not one of the richer teams, but for the love of God, man, just get yourself a GM. We had a great one in McKenzie, but we kicked him out with the John Gruden hire and all that. Get yourself, go to PF Chang's, drive around in your minivan with the VHS, do that all you want. Hire a good GM to make, the appropriate moves and just eat your PF Chang's, watch your Ninja Turtles on VHS. All good and well. Just leave the football to people who know football.
So, Cap, David here says Raiders been all downhill since Stabler. Didn't you guys win one with Gannon?
No, we went to one with Gannon, but we had our starting captain offensive center go off into Mexico, and also we had Bill Callahan, who was the head coach, completely changed the game plan about 30 hours prior to Super Bowl Sunday, and Chucky, who was coaching the Buccaneers, who was our opponent, completely picked us apart. That was, and even Jerry Rice and Tim Brown in interviews have said they think Callahan more or less sold us out because they had an initial game plan, which is going to be a ground and pound play action against the Buccaneers. And then all of a sudden, the day before day or two before, he completely changes the game plan. We're going to go pass happy against that Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm really not. I will believe in one so long as there's sufficient evidence. But in that particular case, in that Super Bowl, something stinks.
Subject scheduled to change.
Source: the Raiders are expected to sign former Eagles safety Marcus Epps per Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo.
Okay.
He's a solid.
I was about to say, I think Cap's looking up who that is real quick. Oh! It's a good play of him real quick. The one making the hit.
I mean, it's a move, but we are so far away from being anything that I'm the type of guy who doesn't get excited. Like I've got to see proof positive on the field. Right. It's why I think the White Sox are
confirmed. Raiders are signing safety to a 2-year, $12 million deal, $8 million guaranteed.
Well, he may pan out, he may not. I'm very pessimistic when it comes to my sports teams.
He started in every game for the Eagles last year, and I remember their defense being really good.
It's the Raiders. You come to Oakland, you come to Las Vegas to either
Ow. We're winning the Super Bowl, David. Come on, don't you know?
No, I'm very cautiously pessimistic. It comes from being a White Sox fan because we've had phenomenal talent now for the last 2-3 years. And we had one jackass, Tony La Russa, thank you, Dev, for him coming out of retirement and fucking us.
We got you.
literally fell asleep in the dugout during games. Uh, I think the White Sox missed their shot because contracts are coming due, and
The Bears
I
just made another move.
who?
The Bears are securing their offensive line, signing former Titans guard Nate Davis to a 3-year deal. I believe Nate Davis himself has not let up a single sack in the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, he's a solid big boy that don't let nobody through.
The Giants agreed to
Bears did. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Bears had the most free agent cap space entering the offseason.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
You think they're going to be the one to pick up the Hopkins?
Possibly. What do they have left at this point after what they've spent? Is there an update on cap space?
I have not gotten an update on cap space. I have not.
Yes, Dave, you remember Bill Buckner.
I'm going to the bathroom.
All right. But yeah, no.
Well, actually, Dave, you'll appreciate this. I'm going to pull this out of the library here.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. I'm going to look up NFL current cap spaces.
Oh yeah, here we go. Dave, you'll appreciate this.
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to pull this up. This is a website called Over the Cap.
All right. Which actually the Texans lost a draft pick for being over the cap.
Really?
Yes, they were fined a draft pick by the NFL for being over the cap.
Who got the draft pick then?
No, they just lost it.
Oh. What happens to that draft pick then? Does it just not happen, or?
It just doesn't happen. They lost it.
Okay.
Yes, Dave. The 1986 Mets. This is actually one of the more entertaining books, not just sports, but more entertaining books I've ever read. That 1986 Mets team, they were a funky bunch, and the fact that it happened against the Red Sox, Buckner had his thing in Game 6, and then Game 7 happened. So, yeah, the 86 Mets were a very interesting crew. Okay, Maddie's got the
Here we go, Cap. This
so
is
Bears have 70 million. Holy shit, they got 70 million.
$71 million. The next
Where are the Broncos?
Falcons. I don't
25 million. Okay.
Dude, look at the big gap difference though. It's literally $25 million difference between first and second place on cap space.
Bengals haven't made any moves that I can remember thus far.
No, actually they just lost Jesse Bates.
Well, I mean, like moves like gaining rather than losing.
Yeah, I that's what I was saying. I haven't seen anything. I just refreshed the NFL one real quick.
So how did the Broncos come up with that 20? Did they restructure a contract or something?
I have no idea. I don't know if Russ restructured because he literally signed a 6-year extension.
So yeah, Russ got $49 million.
Yeah, we paid him a fuck ton.
Yeah, I remember. You jumped out of that Uber with that Russell Wilson jersey on last Labor Day weekend, acting like you had just won the Super Bowl, and then about 2 months later, it was like Captain Fuck My Life.
We're winning the Super Bowl this year. That's all that matters. The Commanders have 24 million, which surprises me. Your Raiders have 27 million. The lowest team, and they're under, or it looks like they're over.
Over the cap, yeah.
20
Bills are over the cap, yet they re-signed that, so they're going to be releasing somebody. They've
got to be making some cost cuts. The Saints are 16 million over. I remember hearing that. The Vikings are over. I didn't know that. Rams.
That's why they cut Thielen. He was a 26 or no, he was a $20 million cap hit.
The Rams 3 million over. The Devin.
I see. I don't want to talk about it.
$750,000 to play with.
You know what?
That ain't shit.
There's a reason you guys aren't re-signing Lamar. Isn't
Anybody.
They franchise him, yep.
And they slapped him with the non-exclusive, meaning he can be traded.
That is true. That is true.
What else do we have to talk about? Travis Kelce agrees to a massive term for a 4-year extension. George Kittle, 5 years, $75 million extension.
What'd Kelce get?
Let me check.
How old is he? 32, 33?
Yeah, Kelce's getting up there, I think. It took me to a video that is not what I was wanting.
What, are you on Pornhub or
NFL Hub?
Oh yeah, I was about to say Pornhub or NFL Hub.
I am just gonna Google search it. Travis Kelce, new deal. Okay. Oh, all right. In August 2020, he signed a 4-year extension, $57.25 million. This will take him through. That was reported January 26, 2023. So I don't know what the hell they were telling me.
Austin Eckler, let's not forget him with the Chargers. They've come to an impasse on contract negotiations. So
that's a bad one for the Chargers because they used Eckler a lot last season.
So let's say Eckler and the Chargers do not come to an agreement. What if Eckler goes to Kansas City?
Bro, I swear to God, Kansas City don't need more shit. Come to us. We need a running back.
You need a lot.
You guys need Jesus.
You need Jesus, Mary, Joseph, the 12 disciples, and God.
No, I think Jack Easterby left the NFL.
Well, Tim Tebow's out, so
yeah.
So we'll jump into my Sorrow real quick. Reports are coming out of the Denver camp that we're looking to trade both Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton. That's wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2.
Yep.
Who the fuck is Russ going to throw to? Yeah, we got 2 offensive linemen. That's good. Protect Russ. But the fact that we're looking to trade both of our wide receivers, if we get any draft picks this draft, I might be happy because that means we could possibly get wide receivers to replace them.
Now, I will say this.
Devin, I'll cry.
The players that I am most willing to trade are stud wide receivers because
a lot of capital.
If you've got, let's not, as much shit as we give him, as much shit as I give him, Russell Wilson is an all-pro quarterback.
I love that.
Well, by we, I mean the educated. Russell Wilson, in my opinion, he's a legit big-time quarterback. He's got an offensive line that has been bolstered now. I am not so unfond of trading wide receivers to get draft picks because if you have a quarterback who has time to throw, he can make studs out of guys who
look at what the Jets did. Their offensive line was able to protect their quarterbacks, and they got the offensive rookie of the year with Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
And remind me, didn't Zach Wilson throw a game with 78 yards the entire game?
Yep.
No one got it.
Yeah. That guy got offensive rookie of the year. That is proof that an offensive line can make a mediocre quarterback and a good wide receiver one hell of a tandem.
So how does it work when you have a good offensive line, a stud quarterback, and you can say you trade one of them?
What happened in Green Bay? Alan Lazard and Romeo Dobbs looked like champions with their.
Let's say you just trade one of them, and you get a low 1, a high 2, somewhere in there. If Russ is able to do Russ things, which I watched him do in Seattle, and he's got time to throw,
we saw flashes this season as well.
Russ can make things happen. I've always said Russell Wilson is a magician. When he has enough time to do Russell Wilson things, he can make great things happen. So I'm not so concerned with losing one or both of them, so long as you draft guys that have talent that he can make do things.
We need to, in my eyes, on offense, we need to look at, because I hate to say it, for some reason, Denver is a dump-off city. Like, we just do a lot of dump-off passes. Look at the wide receiver, the tight end from Georgia.
Yep. We mentioned him last week.
Yeah, look at the tight end from Georgia, and maybe look at one wide receiver or a running back. Something that...
What's the old phrase in football? A great tight end is a quarterback's best friend.
100%.
Look at Mahomes.
Look at Tom Brady.
Yeah. Brady and Gronk.
Mahomes gets a good tight end. Or pardon me, Russell gets a good tight end, and then you get him a good speedy number 1. I'm not trying to put this out into the atmosphere. I want the Broncos to suck because I'm a Raiders fan, but in the interest of objectivity, of being, a broadcast journalist, as Bobby Heenan would say.
Yeah.
David, I'm going to disagree with you there to a limited extent. There is some argument in your argument, but Russ has some talent. I
think he's still got a little bit left in the tank.
There's some tread left on those tires. Now, is he going to fulfill that fucking contract? You guys can. But is there still some tread left on the tires? Yes.
Let me take a quick peek ski.
A little gander.
I'm just going to take a quick little gander. We signed him to a 6-year deal. We are expecting Russell Wilson to play till he's 40.
Oh,
which is not a big deal for a quarterback anymore.
For a mobile quarterback?
Yeah, no, that ain't gonna.
Russ
ain't gonna last. How old is he? 32.
Russ is not
34.
34.
How do I put this? Russ is not okay. Yes, he's mobile, but he's not mobile. He can move around in the pocket. He can do some things.
Not like he was when he was younger, when he relied on his legs to make plays happen.
But they also signed 2 offensive linemen, which tells me they are committed to protecting him and letting him.
On that right side and on that left side, we've got 2 offensive linemen, which is good.
He's more or less not just an out-of-pocket passer. He doesn't really scramble too much, but if he needs to, he can.
Russ is the type of guy who scrambles to find the open guy. He's not the guy who scrambles for a 35-yard gain.
Not anymore.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, out of pocket. He gets out of the pocket, runs back and forth.
There's a difference between being mobile within the pocket and finding a window and time to throw, as opposed to being a quick, lickety-split Lamar Jackson that can just take off.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, considering Lamar Jackson was franchise tagged but still has the opportunity to be traded, what's going to happen there, Dev? You're our resident Raven fan. What's going on in Ravens camp right now? Do they want Lamar? Do they just tag him out of necessity? What's going on there?
We want Lamar. We tagged him also out of necessity, but also to try to extend the contract writings for as long as we possibly can with him.
Y'all been talking for 2 seasons.
No.
Is this
I hate the Browns for how much they put on Deshaun Watson. Because now Lamar wants that type of money, and as you saw, we don't got that fucking type of money.
Let's also not forget Lamar Jackson is a decent human being and not a rapist. So let's give him some credit there.
Oh, 100%. He's a great person for the Baltimore community. I've seen a lot of things of him doing the camps for kids and whatnot.
I heard he doesn't have a bar tab at a masseuse parlor.
No. He doesn't. And his mom does everything for him.
Yeah, that is that.
His mom. That is his agent.
That might be the one thing that's actually fucking him in this aspect is the fact that he doesn't have.
He's giving it to his mom.
Agent.
Yeah, but his mom's an actual agent though. She's worked with a lot of other people. I'm not sure NFL people. What?
Who is that, David?
This is Russell.
Yeah.
You got his social security number too, David, so I can steal his identity real quick?
Okay, so he's 34. I mean, fellas,
104 days. How the fuck do you know that?
We're talking about the modern NFL here. Quarterbacks playing until they're 40 is not new. It was a big deal when Joe Montana played until he was 40. It's not now. Quarterbacks playing until they're 40 is not a big deal. How
old was BF?
How many quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl in the last 15 years being 40 years old or older?
How old was BF?
Brady, Manning.
I don't know if Manning was 40 when he won. Let me check.
I would almost
Brady for sure. Brady for sure.
Yeah.
Rivers played till he was 40, I think.
Right. Manning
and got to the AFC title game.
Manning retired the season after he won, correct?
He was
Super Bowl 50.
That was 6 years ago. Yeah, no, Peyton Manning won it as he turned 40.
How old was Nick Foles when he won?
Foles probably early 30s.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Well, see who else.
Manning and Brady. Rodgers is 39, so he has a chance to do it.
Rodgers is only 39.
Rodgers has a chance to do it this upcoming season if he wins a Super Bowl this season. But that is the biggest hypothetical of the NFL season this year.
My ex-coworker again, dancing. He's a Jets fan.
Being 40, I'm going to say this on this podcast, and you can trademark this. You can hashtag it. Being 40 doesn't fuck you. Being 40 does not fuck you in this modern NFL. With the way the rules are, you can be 40 years old and play like you would have 20 years ago if you were 33, 34, 35.
Now, here's the thing, though, David. Like I said, Denver does like to do a lot of dump-off passing.
Russ is accurate. Russ has a good arm, and he's an accurate. I hate the fact that I'm goddamn taking it for a fucking Broncos player. Fuck you, David. But no, Russ has a good arm, not a great arm, but a damn good arm, and he's accurate. And if he had, I'm not worried about Russell Wilson being a good quarterback for at least another 3 to 4 years. I have no worries about that. It's just as he ages, can he have protection and have weapons to throw to?
And we need to get those weapons. Like I said, we need that tight end from Georgia. If I see
NFL draft night's going to be fucking fun, guys. Whenever we're covering round 1 of the NFL draft that Thursday night, it is going to be us sitting here with one or all of us having conniption fits.
Yeah, no. Did you guys every year Pat McAfee show does a draft spectacular?
Yeah.
And oh Lord, I was going back and watching some of the old clips. There's when the Packers got Jordan Love.
Yep. Ty
Schmidt just breaks character and screams, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, yeah, right. What do you do whenever your team that's got a guaranteed Hall of Famer at quarterback, and then the higher ups just go, "Yeah, our first round pick, we're going to go with a quarterback."
Well, Cap's going to relieve some ballast. We're going to get into a few little minor Major League Baseball newses, and then we're going to fill out our bracket.
Yes, we are. While you are relieving yourself, I'm just going to run over this real quick. In the NBA today, we've got the Suns going over the Warriors, Celtics going over the Rockets, which I think is an easy win there. Avalanche are going over the Habs out in Montreal, and I genuinely think DeAndre Ayton can get a double-double in the NBA tonight. That is possibly 10 rebounds and 10 points. So,
who's Ayton playing for?
The Suns.
Suns. That's what I thought.
He's the center for the Suns. So I think that's a safe bet.
It is.
Yeah. Other than that, just a quick roundup. Jamel Dean re-signing with the Buccaneers. Steelers getting Patrick Peterson. The Falcons signing Jesse Bates. The Bills re-signing Tremaine. The Bears signing Tremaine Edmonds from the Bills. Mike White to the Dolphins to back up Tua. The Chiefs getting Juwan Taylor for $80 million.
Ravens releasing Calais.
The Raiders getting Jimmy Garoppolo. The Lions signing Cameron Sutton, cornerback. Mike McGlinchey and Ben Powers going to Denver. Jarrett Stidham going to Denver. The Ravens releasing Calais Campbell. Javon Hargrave going to the 49ers. Jason Kelsey agreeing to return to his 13th season. Austin Eckler requests permission to trade options. The Patriots re-signing Jonathan Jones. The Falcons are signing right guard Chris Lindstrom to a 5-year, $105 million extension. Falcons release Shelby Harris. The Seahawks release Shelby Harris. Falcons sign Jonnu Smith. And I believe that is it for no. Ooh, the Giants sign a punter for 2 years.
So we've got a few little minor MLB pieces. Speaking of the Red Sox, Turner expected back for opening day after receiving 16 stitches over his left eye after that hit in the face last week, which made Maddie cringe.
Oh no!
Did his orbital break?
Cringe. We all saw
that. It wasn't a break. It was the seam caught like.
And just ripped open.
So I'm going to pull my hair back here. The seam of the baseball caught his eye and sort of did like a half moon thing. Dang. So he got 16 stitches over his eye right there. But he's expected back for opening day. Padres mulling 6-man rotation. Trevor Bauer.
Reinstated.
Well, no. He's going to Japan.
Oh, he's playing for the NPB?
Going to Japan. And for our resident Cardinal fan...
Oh, yeah. This one's kind of grim. It's not that bad. I think it's okay.
Cards rookie Walker hurt on slide, leaves the game.
Yeah, I believe I looked up the article. It was a right shoulder strain. They're putting it as a
day-to-day thing, nothing too big.
But the fact that a rookie's getting hurt this early into spring training isn't a good sign.
No, it is not
necessarily. So now we're going to get into the meat of the matter, as Jim Cornette would say, the bracket.
Yep, I have it right here. So, Cap, I believe you sent us the seeding the other day. I'm going to get a pen real quick.
I need to actually sign in here to my bracket. Where is it? Beer Games. Because my brother and I have been doing a bracket against each other, just he and I, for the last since 2008.
I don't have anything to write for a bracket, so do it off my head. Well, let me see something. Let me try something real quick.
So basically, my brother and I we've had the same thing since 2008. I make a bracket, he makes a bracket. Whoever finishes better, the wager is a case of beer. So we call it Beer Games.
I got that.
Like there's War Games, and then there's beer, and then there's Beer Games, which you will actually kind of get to take a part. If you want to maybe join, I can invite you to our group, Maddie, if you want to join in. The wager is a case of beer.
I can definitely do that.
So if there's 3 people and you finish first, you get 2 cases from the losers. If you finish second, you get 1 case from on. And then this guy, it's basically a ladder match of cases of beer.
I fucking got you.
Oh shit. Yeah, I have nothing for my bracket.
Well,
Okay,
this is
so
my first
we're
year even
filling
doing
out
a March
the
Madness.
so we're filling out the official RAWBall $1 million NCAA March Madness bracket that is hopefully going to fund this enterprise for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, that money gonna be gone quick.
Mhm.
All right, so Maddie, let's take a look first at the South region.
Okie dokie.
Not the nether regions, the South region.
Where on the bracket would that be? Top
That'd
left?
be the upper left.
Okay.
All right, so we have. Actually, here I'll let me pull up another tab here, and I can share this with
Oh yeah.
you, so you can have a chance to fill this out here. So there is the official bracket. If you want to follow along with us.
So
So-
here's David's got a couple things before we hop onto that.
Nick Senzel, Cincinnati, opening on was it? Yeah, Nick Senzel. He's a good ball player. I like Nick Senzel. He just can't stay healthy.
You and me competing in a reach for the sky ladder match.
Well, so here's the thing: is me and my brother have done this since 2008, and it's like, okay, winner gets a
Ooh,
case of
sorry
beer.
about that,
So
Dave.
if we're going to add you in there, then it would
Additional
be
case of
okay.
beer.
Yeah, it's like you pay a case of beer upward, more or less. So it's kind of like a triple threat ladder match as far as the NCAA tournament goes.
Okie dokie. And
Okay.
I can actually throw this up onto the screen as well.
All right.
This is the ESPN official men's college basketball bracket. Bada bing, bada boom.
So when you're here, it'll be Sweet 16 and Elite 8 because
Yep.
the tournament starts Thursday.
All right. So the first
Alabama's going to be against a play-in team. They're a 1 seed, so Alabama's going to fucking win. Not even. I mean,
8 and 9 are Maryland and West Virginia.
I picked Maryland here strictly because I like Maryland shooters. Unless Dev has something different to go there.
No, I agree with that.
I do.
I
like
know
the
more about
Mountaineers,
them.
though. Mountaineers
I
have
know-
won me some money in college basketball.
I don't know anything much about college, but I know Maryland has been solid when it comes to their basketball core.
San Diego State versus Charleston.
I went San Diego State. They've been a strong team all year.
Oh, all year they've actually been doing really well. Virginia,
So I like San Diego.
Furman.
Virginia.
I think Furman could pull it away.
Okay, so are we split here?
I think so. I think Furman could easily pull this one away, but Virginia's done a lot of.
I think I got Virginia on that.
Okay, so
Devin's
we're going
excited.
Virginia.
We'll
So
go
two out of three going Virginia.
All right, so hold on. First one, we've got Bama going to the second round, right?
Right.
Yep.
All right.
Then Maryland.
One, yeah, I think that was 2 Maryland to my 1 Virginia.
No, West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia. And
Then San Diego
we
State.
all agreed on SD State.
Yeah.
And then me and Cap agreed on Virginia.
Yep.
So then we got Creighton and NC State.
Yeah, let me jump down a little bit.
I took Creighton there.
NC State's North Carolina State, right?
Yeah, Wolfpack. Ow! Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, so there were some bangers from the WCW music catalog. There were some absolute bangers, and then there were some Jimmy Harts where they just took a popular song and toned it down a little bit.
Now with the Creighton NC State, I see NC State going over Creighton.
You've got okay. I took Creighton. Dev's got NC State. Maddie, you're the tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker. Have I won with NC State before? Because I don't think I've bet on Creighton before.
I think you've bet on NC before, but I'm not sure if you want to
I've bet on NC State, but I don't think I've won. So yeah, we're gonna go Creighton, guys.
Okay. So
Baylor.
then we got Baylor, UCSB, Baylor. They're taking
Baylor.
that one.
Yeah, Baylor, the Sikkim Bears.
I'm going Mizzou.
Mizzou,
Oh, yeah,
Utah.
We're going Mizzou.
I went Mizzou as well.
Ooh, clean
In
sweep.
my and so we got a three-peat there. Arizona, Princeton, Arizona.
Arizona.
Okay, so let's go down to the East.
Give me just a
That's
second.
the top right.
Let Matty do his let Matty do his thing.
I was just talking more or less to myself.
Oh yeah,
Matty's
no.
Matty's the purveyor of shit bets. We will let him. He's writing this in. He's doing his thing.
So I'm gonna agree with you guys. Arizona's gonna dog walk Princeton. All right. You said to the east, which is the far side
Down.
bracket.
Go down.
Oh, okay.
So we've got Purdue versus a play-in.
Oh yeah, Purdue's winning that one. They've been on fire all season.
Then we got a curious one here: Memphis and Florida Atlantic. I was very torn here.
Oh, FAU.
I think I'd go FAU.
I ultimately went Memphis, but if FAU won, I would not be surprised. This is going to be a very close game.
So that's 2 FAU to 1 Memphis, yeah?
Yep.
All right. So next we got Duke and Oral Roberts.
I hate to go against Duke, but I think I saw Oral Roberts has been on like a 5 or 6 game win streak.
Yeah, but I went Duke. I see Duke pulling this one out. Maybe by a cunt hair, but I see Duke pulling this one out. What do you say, Dev?
You know what? I think I'd go Duke as well in that one, but I don't think they're going to go any farther past Oral Roberts.
All right. So next we got Tennessee and Louisiana.
Tennessee.
Yeah, they've been a pretty good team. Kentucky and Providence. I went Kentucky here, but again, this is one of those things. I went Kentucky. I went chalk. But if Providence won this, I will not at all be surprised. Because Kentucky has been very shady.
I was about to say Kentucky has been shady, which is why I think this will be the one that Kentucky wins, but they're going to lose the next one.
Dev?
I'm with Matt on that one. Kentucky.
All right. Kansas State, Montana State, Kansas State.
Oh, yeah. Let me go down a little bit.
Now,
Michigan State.
An interesting one. Michigan State, USC.
I'm going Michigan.
I think Michigan State. I've heard nothing but good things about their team, but the next one I'm going to go Marquette just because Marquette.
Oh, yeah.
I like Marquette.
They're a 2 seed. I went Michigan State as well. They're not as good as they were, but they're still good enough. I think they take USC. I'm not 100% confident, but yeah, Michigan State, Marquette. So let's scroll all the way back up and then go to the Midwest.
All right. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing.
So we got Houston and
Houston's
Northern
the
Kentucky.
Number 1 seed on their end.
Houston, obviously. Now I took a 9. I took Auburn here.
I was going to say I was going to go Auburn.
SEC has been very tough this year.
Oh, but that's the Iowa. That's Iowa Jayhawks, isn't it? Or not Jayhawks?
Hawkeyes. I took Auburn here.
Yeah, I think you guys both go Auburn. But I'm good. I would go with Iowa, but you guys.
Okay.
You guys got me on that one, so we'll go.
And
Auburn.
then Miami and Drake.
Miami.
Yeah.
So then we got Indiana and Kent State. I took Indiana. Then we got.
What was that one? Indiana and Kent State?
Uh-huh.
You went with Indiana? Yeah, that's a good safe
bet. I took Indiana.
This one's been kind of easier to predict. It's the higher seedings, except for the Auburn one.
So then we got Iowa State versus a play-in, which
I see Iowa State losing.
Really?
That being the surprise.
I took Iowa State in my main bracket because I went chalk, but I could see Iowa State losing very, very, very easily here. I'm going to side with Dev on this.
So we're gonna go with the play-in.
We're going to go with the play-in. In fact, I may actually change my bracket on that.
Do we know who the play-in is just yet, or
That'll be Tuesday, Wednesday night. We'll know who it is. We'll know who it is by Thursday morning. So next is Xavier and Kennesaw State.
I believe I've made money off of Kennesaw State, and I could
So
see them being
scroll
a
down just
surprise.
to see here.
Yeah.
All right.
I could easily see Kennesaw State taking this one, but I don't know.
No.
Let's take Xavier.
Xavier's winning this one. 3 over a 14. Come on, man.
I've seen bigger upsets.
Now here is probably the one I was most torn on in the first round.
Penn versus Texas.
A&M went to the finals of the SEC tournament, but I'm almost tempted to take Penn State here. I haven't quite decided exactly. I could see this being maybe the game of the first round. These two teams are really good.
I'm going Texas.
A&M?
On both A&M and Texas.
I'm going to go A&M. I'm going to go chalk here, but if Penn State wins, I'm not going to be surprised.
I wouldn't either.
I don't see them making it past the next round, but I see Penn State possibly winning that.
They definitely won't make it past Texas. So
we got Texas and Colgate, Texas.
Dude, if Colgate upsets Texas, I will. I don't know what I'll do. That'll be a fucking.
Will you do cartwheels naked in the snow?
It'll probably be snowy on the ground by then.
I don't think Matt can do a cartwheel.
I can do a cartwheel.
What do you like? What's his name in The Office? Creed. Can you do a cartwheel? Okay, so the
Kansas
West.
and Howard.
Kansas is winning this one.
Kansas over Howard. My Razorbacks.
Over the Illinois. This was one that you were talking to me about, Cap.
I took Illinois in my main bracket just because I don't want to have any conflict of interest, but
for that we have to go Arkansas, don't we?
Because I think Arkansas is resigned to failure at this point. That's why I took Illinois, so I'm taking Illinois here again. Sorry, Arkansas. I'm taking Illinois here.
I was going to go take Arkansas.
Maddie, you're the tiebreaker.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go Arkansas for the bracket.
All right.
Let's have Kansas versus Arkansas.
So then we got
St. Mary versus VCU.
Isn't that an actual crime to say Arkansas and Arkansas?
Yes, it is.
I love that for you guys.
I took St. Mary's here. I'm a Catholic, and also I'm not very high on VCU this year.
I don't think I've seen anything on VCU. So
I didn't even know VCU was a thing, so I'm going St. Mary's as well.
And then we got UConn and Iona.
UConn.
I'm gonna go Iona State actually, but
wait. So you're going Iona. I took UConn. Dev? You're the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
UConn.
You guys got me there, but I genuinely think Iona can take that one.
So we got TCU versus a play-in.
I think TCU will beat any play-in they go against.
I took TCU as well. Gonzaga versus Grand Canyon University.
They're seeded?
Yeah, I took Gonzaga there as well.
I'm going to take Zaga too.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so
I'm going Boise.
Northwestern. This was another tough one. I
think
I got Boise.
Boise for their blue.
No, because I liked Boise. I did good with Boise when I played the NCAA.
I'm changing mine. I'm going Boise.
Oh, fuck. So it's Boise State over Northwestern.
Let's go Boise there. Then we got UCLA.
UNC Asheville. I've heard good things about UCLA, but I've also heard UNC is doing really well for themselves.
Oh, no.
But I'm going over that UCLA.
Okay, so what did we say? I'm looking back here through my bracket. Utah State, Kentucky, Providence.
We went Kentucky.
We went Kentucky. Iowa, Auburn. What did we say? Did we say Auburn?
Yeah, we
Auburn.
went Auburn.
Okay.
I think that was a clean sweep on that one.
The only one I don't have written down is the Iowa State game because I have no idea who their play-in is going to be.
Just type in
I think we went against Iowa State.
Yeah, we went against them because that's why I was like, I don't know who the play-in team's going to be.
Mississippi State or Pittsburgh?
I'm going to go the Berg.
Yeah, I'm taking the play-in there.
Who do you got? So let's do this one real quick. You said Mississippi.
We don't know yet though. That's the thing is that's a play-in. We don't know just yet.
Okay.
So I'm taking the play-in there. I've never taken a play-in in my life. This is the first time I've ever taken a play-in.
Okay.
All right, so I have all of them officially filled out.
So let's go to round 2.
Let's go round 2. So let's start with.
Wait, don't you need to scroll more after UCLA? Or is there anything?
You gotta click those in, Maddie.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What?
Just a what?
Create a bracket.
Yeah. Well, just create a bracket on ESPN. Yeah, just for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can click them in and we can follow along here.
Okay, I got you. Let me just do that real quick. I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, just put in your ESPN whatever and yeah, so we can have a. I mean, I've got mine here, but what we come up with may be a little bit different. So let's make our own rather than just follow mine.
No worries.
Cap, I think this is me and Matt's like genuinely first March Madness bracket because we'd fuck around and like joke around about who's gonna win, but we never went full in depth who's winning which bracket stage and who's gonna go all the way.
I'll tell you what, we can create a group. We can create a RAWBall pod group, and each of us fill out a bracket. And we can either each one of us create a bracket, or we can just make a RAWBall bracket.
The RAWBall. I fucks with that one.
I guess that's what I'd be making right now. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, so while Maddie's doing this and filling out our first round, Dev, I'm going to throw something out to you.
Okay.
So while Maddie is putting together our official ESPN bracket apart from just our $1 million challenge, let's just, for sake of argument, let's say Lamar Jackson does not get traded. Oh, Maddie, where are you at? Have you got everything?
Yeah, I'm just letting you ask the question.
Well, no, I was going to say, Dev, let's just say for sake of argument, Lamar Jackson stays under the franchise tag with the Ravens.
Okay.
Is he a Raven next year?
I want to.
Does he get extended, or does he take his blue chew, or does he go out of town?
I want in my heart because I love Lamar Jackson. I'm not a Lamar Jackson dick rider.
I love Lamar, and I'm not even a Ravens fan.
I love me some Lamar, so I would hope, and I would love to see him as our franchise quarterback for the coming years. So I'd like to say that he's going to stay with us. I think he's going to be with us this year. I think that's kind of where we're going with our team. He's going to be our Q this year, but next year, it all really depends on how these quarterbacks move at the end of the year, middle year, we're during the trade line. And it all depends with that, and I hope we can keep him for the coming years, but I honestly think next year he's out.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so let's look at round two. Let's look at round 2 here.
Okay.
So we're starting at the top, South Division. We got Alabama, Maryland.
Bama.
Yeah, I'm taking Bama there too. So we got San Diego State versus Virginia. I took San Diego.
Yeah, I'd go San Diego.
Maddie, what's the purveyor of shit bets thoughts here? We got Maddie, we can't hear you.
I have no idea. No idea how
There
I
we go.
muted myself.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah,
yeah,
I
no,
took
for
San
the-
Diego.
Yeah, for the last two, I went Bama for sure. I went Virginia here. I was wondering. I was going the Cavaliers there.
You went I say San Diego. Dev, you're the tiebreaker then.
I said San Diego.
Okay, San Diego.
Baylor.
Creighton
All right,
versus
so
the Bears.
I went Baylor here slightly, but
I think I go Baylor too.
That's a clean sweep.
all right. And then Missouri, Arizona.
Mizzou.
I took Zona. Maddie, you're the tiebreaker.
Oh, I hate to do this to Missouri.
God damn it.
I hate to do this to Missouri because I want to see them win it this year, but
I think they're going to.
I don't think they're making it over Arizona.
All right.
Arizona is way too much of a powerhouse, Devin.
I'll take that. All right,
So
Mizzou,
let's
we
scroll
love you.
down. Let's scroll down to the east. Purdue and Memphis.
Purdue.
Oh, we had FAU.
No, we took FAU actually.
Yeah, we had FAU. I think Purdue.
Yeah, I'm taking Purdue there. Duke and Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Mm.
I see this is where Duke leaves.
I'm taking Tennessee.
Fuck.
I'm sorry. I'm taking Tennessee.
I was gonna go Duke. Kentucky, Kansas State. Them Wildcats.
Kansas State. Kentucky isn't getting out of this one. Kansas State's going.
Marquette. I have to just say Marquette. Michigan State's a damn good team, but Marquette is on a whole nother level this year.
All right, let's scroll back up to the Midwest. Houston and Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn? You're going Auburn.
I'm going Houston.
Oh, I'm going Houston too.
I went Auburn.
All right, 2-1. Houston goes.
I was gonna say Houston's undefeated, Devin. So.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So we got Miami and Indiana.
Indiana.
Indiana. I took Indiana as well.
I'm going Xavier.
Xavier's beating Pitt, aren't they?
I took Xavier, yeah.
And I have Texas over Texas Tech. Or Texas
Right.
A&M.
All right.
Yep.
So let's scroll down to the West. Kansas and Illinois. I took Kansas.
No, we got Arkansas versus Kansas.
So we got Kansas, Arkansas.
Oh, that's right. All right. I'm still taking Kansas. Arkansas, if they make it out of the first round, I'll be surprised they're not beating Kansas.
No, they're not beating Kansas. That's why I just wanted. You said it earlier. It's the mercy fuck position of the bracket. You have to play one of the best powerhouses of the last 2 decades.
I must be the dumbest bitch to cut myself with a comb.
St. Mary's versus UConn. I took St. Mary's.
Bitch. I got UConn.
Maddie, you're the tiebreaker.
UConn is good for women's basketball. I'm going to go St. Mary's.
All right. TCU Gonzaga. I went Zags.
Oh, I got myself good.
Gonzaga is really hard to go against. I think I might have to go Gonzaga.
Same.
All right. Boise.
UCLA is going to dog walk Boise State. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got UCLA there. All right. Scroll back on up.
The what do they call it?
Sweet 16.
Oh, Sweet 16.
Alabama, San Diego State. I got Bama. Baylor, Arizona.
Cut myself on a comb.
I think Baylor.
You think Baylor?
I think Baylor upsets Arizona. Yes.
Dev, what do you say? I'm going to sit this one out. I want to hear your thoughts.
I'm gonna go with Matt. I see Baylor doing an upset.
Let's go Baylor.
All right.
So let's keep scrolling down. Purdue and Tennessee. Purdue. Kansas State, Marquette.
Marquette.
All right. So back up. Houston, Indiana.
Houston. I think Houston's going to beat them.
Yeah.
Texas and Xavier. God, this is
This one's hard.
I'm going Texas.
I went Texas too.
It'd be a good story. I think Texas.
All right. So down to
look at that 4 right there.
so we got Kansas and St. Mary's.
Yep, Kansas, St. Mary's. It's gonna be Kansas. Sorry,
I
St.
took
Yeah.
Kansas. Zags and UCLA.
This is gonna be another fucking dogfight, and I think Zaga's going to.
I got UC on that.
Oh fuck!
I'm taking UCLA as well.
All right, boys, we got our Elite 8.
All right.
We've got Bama versus
Bama Baylor.
Houston,
Bama.
Texas. I heard 2 Bamas, so yeah, Bama.
Yeah. Purdue Marquette.
Oh, okay. I want to say Marquette.
I'm going Purdue.
I'm going Purdue as well. I can't go against them. I like Purdue.
It's a damn good team. It's easy not to go against them.
All right. Houston and Texas.
Texas.
I want Texas to win this one so bad.
I'm going Houston, but if that's the deciding vote, I'll let that stick.
Yeah, I was about to say I think I'm going Texas.
Did you have Houston going all the way, Cap?
Nope. Got Bama. And then finally Kansas, UCLA.
Kansas.
I'm gonna go UCLA.
I'm gonna go UCLA as well. Fuck it.
Boys,
Bama.
Bama, Purdue.
the Final 4, Bama, Purdue.
I'm going Bama.
Bama.
Guys, we literally have the 2 1 seeds versus the 2 2 seeds. Texas.
Yep. I'm going Texas.
I'm fine with
Bama,
that.
Texas.
Bama.
Bama.
Fuckers.
They've been too good, man. Bama has absolutely dominated the SEC this year. It hasn't even been close.
All right. I'm going to finish filling out the paper bracket. You guys continue on whatever tangents you would like.
Now,
This stupid bitch cut me.
your comb?
Yes. I got
You're
my
cutting-
thumb right.
Not even a razor blade to gig yourself. Not even getting
For
combed the
real.
hard way. You just you.
I combed
you
myself.
I
I got combed, and it wasn't even the pick side. It was the fucking bottom part of this plastic.
How do you keep your hairs? I mean,
So damn.
because mine naturally falls down. Like I've got naturally curly hair, but mine falls down.
That's what
I
happened
blame
to mine
Colorado.
after it got long enough.
Yeah, you have the lighter hair. That's true.
I used to have the short and curly, like you, Cap. And then when I moved out of Colorado,
Mine's not short and curly. Mine's down to my fucking shoulder.
not short and curly, but I meant long and curly, and not poofed up. Because Matt was the one with the.
I've got more in
the
common
fro.
with your older brother than I do with you hair wise.
Me and Matt switched from Missouri to Colorado.
Yeah, I was about to
I
say,
have his
had
hair, he has
back
mine.
then. It was whenever I moved out here that my hair fell down. No, Pen, don't you? Pen just died on me.
Depression. Which one?
The nice ballpoint one.
Ooh.
Maddie, you got to let me give you some of my preferred pens.
You have your own pen brand?
In
Cap?
you.
I'll put it up here towards the camera. The Precise V5. This is the greatest pen ever invented by man. I keep boxes of these things because they are fucking awesome.
I prefer dab pens.
Oh, well, you would have a lot in common with Shelby Foote, my favorite Civil War author. He wrote a 3-volume series on the Civil War. Like each book is about yay thick. And he wrote with a dip pen, and then did everything on a manual typewriter. So you would probably really love him. I'll send you a link of an interview of his. He is a phenomenal well, he's dead now, but he is a phenomenal historian. If you like dip and nib pens, you will love him.
I've always liked that. I've always wanted, like, if I ever had my own office and I'd write shit, I'd either want, like, a dip pen or, like, a quill.
Yeah, Shelby Foote, he spent 20 years, right? Well, here, I've got him on my bookshelf right here. Let me pull these out here. God, these things are fucking huge.
When I come out middle to end of June, I feel like you and me are going to play a lot of chess, drink a lot, and read some books.
So Shelby Foote wrote a 3-volume narrative on the Civil War. And he spent 20 years putting this together. To give you an idea of how thick each one of these is,
it's like a dictionary.
Yeah, and it's in 3 volumes.
Are they all with dips?
Yeah, he wrote everything in dip pen and then typed it on a manual typewriter and then sent it in. He spent 20 years writing this.
That one alone?
Yeah, he spent 20 years putting this narrative.
I just realized that was all 3 of them. I thought that was just one massive book that you just pulled out.
Well, no, it's in 3 parts. It's in 3 parts, but he spent about roughly 7 to 8 years per book.
That looks like
and he wrote every single one with a dip pen.
That's beautiful.
So, Shelby Foote is my favorite Civil War historian. I'll shoot you a link later on of an interview of his. And he wrote other books too. Like this was his main work as an author, but he wrote many other books. This was just like his main baby.
I feel.
If you're a fan of like writing with dip mid pens, you will love him. He's a pipe smoking Mississippi Southern, just sit back, chill, and talk type dude.
Seems up right up my alley. History and dip pens.
Oh, fuck.
I am almost done filling out our actual paper version of it so I can mail it and hopefully we win $1 million.
We lose the first game. Bracket's fucked.
Nah, you're never fucked entirely.
It's never over until it's over.
So does your bracket matter if you predict the winner or if you get all of them right?
No, it works. You get 1 point for the first round for winners. You get 2 points for the second round for winners, 3 points, and so on and so forth. But you need your guys to survive, is essentially what it comes down to.
All right, boys. It is completed. I have it, and I am going to mail it off today.
You're gonna win $1 million, boys.
Damn, I didn't realize it was 6:05 for Caps time, 5:05 for us.
Yeah, and it's still broad daylight because we just sprung forward.
Yeah, just a reminder from your friends at the RAWBall podcast: jump your clocks ahead because son of a bitch.
My oven isn't. I need to fix that.
That was the RAWBall March Madness bracket.
So let's check on what's going on in the world of pro wrestling right now.
Bray Wyatt supposedly out with physical issues, according to Fightful Select.
So Raw tonight is Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa in a street fight.
Ooh.
Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight.
That's
going to be a good match. I love LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar comes face to face with Almost.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's almost
Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis versus Sub Mysterio and Sub Mysterio
Balor.
Not Balor, the other one. Priest, yeah. Sub Mysterio and Damian Priest.
Okay. Oh,
Speaking of Mysterio, Speaking of Mysterio, Rey Mysterio, 2023's first round Hall of Famer. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Cap,
Well overdue.
You've kept up with this longer than I have. Is he the first Hall of Famer to be inducted as he's still an active competitor? There might
Flair.
be don't. Did he get inducted the year before?
Flair was inducted as a member of the Horsemen, and then as a solo. So yeah, Flair was still active when he was inducted. So Mysterio, Flair. I'm trying to think if anybody else got that.
2008 was in here. Yeah. No, I think his retirement match in WWE took place in 2007.
Flair?
Yeah, his match with Shawn Michaels. Let me look.
He was inducted. No, because he got inducted twice as a solo and as a member of the Horsemen.
Yes.
So he was still active. One of those came beforehand.
Did you end up seeing this during our preview, Cap?
What the fuck is that? Joe's Ghost Gravy?
It's a ghost pepper hot sauce.
2012.
What was that, Maddie?
The Horsemen were inducted in 2012.
And Flair went in the night before. Flair went in the night before he faced Shawn.
I think you might be 1 year off, but let me just check.
He went in the night before he faced Shawn.
Michaels versus Flair. Someone made a song about the match.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Mania 22. Yep, 2008.
Cap,
You're right. He got inducted the night before and then had his match.
Cap, are you the type of person that puts your beer koozies in your freezer or fridge before you put your beer in?
My koozies, no. I keep my koozies, Maddie. I keep my koozies in my cabinet above my dishwasher. By the way, Maddie, I got you a little gift in preparation for your arrival next week. I got you a new koozie.
Fuck yes. I've wanted
because we are going to be drinking a lot of beer and a lot of kernels.
I was about to say, I plan on it. I'm looking forward.
I'm picking this motherfucker up at 8 o'clock in the morning from the airport. And then that's going to be Friday. So Friday's going to be kind of a tour of the town that we might have missed on the first run.
Yeah.
Saturday is going to be the baseball draft. And then we have some plans that night. Let us just say we have some gifts coming that Maddie and I are going to indulge in that I will talk about off the air. And then Sunday, actually, I was about to ask Maddie this. So we talked about this briefly. What do you want to cook on Sunday? Do you want Guinness stew? Do you want bangers and mash? Do you want some good old Southern fried chicken?
Let's try that stew because I've never had
Guinness stew
before.
I thought you'd totally go with the bangers, Matt.
No, dude, I want to try that Guinness stew. Cap keeps talking it up. I will look that up, David, because I am a big Zack Sabre Jr. fan.
Okay, we can do Guinness stew. Because day one, we're going to hit the two spots that we didn't get to hit the first time. Night two, we've got the baseball draft, and then might go out and hitting something else, but we'll see how it goes. And then day three is just going to be eating and drinking and chilling.
How many days am I going out for, Cap?
You think you said Memorial Day weekend, so let me pull up my calendar here. So, yeah, I was going to say come out the 26th of May, and then I'm off that Monday, so that'd be 4 days.
I thought we were doing June.
Oh, that's right. You said June. What were the dates in June? You
fucking
said
what, David?
I think it was the same dates that you just said, just in June.
23rd through the 26th.
Yeah.
I mean, whichever dates you guys want to do.
I'd like to go out there for a couple more days, probably a little bit more than what we went in San Antonio. Maybe an extra day.
He called out Shota Umino's dad. Can you please send that to me? Because I need to see that.
He called out Shoto's dad. Oh, that's great.
It's even better if Shota's dad doesn't understand English because Zack Sabre Jr. refuses to learn it.
I thought he did know it, but he just refuses to speak it.
Oh, that's what you mean. Moxley. That should be a fun match to me.
Moxley's in the Reach for the Skies?
No.
Trust me, David. Maddie's been out here once before. The beer and the bourbon cocktails flow quite well. It's
I found out my ridiculous drinking tolerance that weekend.
yeah. I knew Maddie could hang, but I didn't know he could hang that well.
Dude,
But
those-
now
I'm
that I
excited for me.
know, now that I know, uh, it's going to be some fun. But we also have some, which I won't reveal on air. I'll reveal after the show some gifts that are coming from a certain someone I know that are going to make Saturday night post draft a lot of fun.
I look forward to it. Yeah, no, I really look forward to flying out. Getting to the airport by 5 a.m. is gonna be nice.
That's going to be a bitch. But Cap's
That's
going to be there.
overnight.
Cap's going to be there to pick you up at 8 a.m. and then we're gonna do some things.
I think that's right up Matt's alley because he does overnight, so he'd still technically be working at 5 if he was still at work.
Well, see, there was a brewery that I didn't get to take Maddie to last time he was here, and there was a burger joint I didn't get to take him
Yeah,
to
we
last
needed to
time we
go
were
to that
here.
ridiculously sloppy burger joint, and
Hugo's.
I need
That's
that in my.
You know what, Cap? That's on our list. That chicken joint and that burger joint.
Foghorn. Yeah, Foghorn's is the
Foghorn.
chicken joint. Hugo's is the burger joint. It's in a basement
Ooh,
of an old brick building over on Block Street.
that's how you
If
know that shit's good.
you literally you miss it like you have to like go walk by it, then walk down a set of steps, and then it's in a fucking basement of an old brick built like 100-and-something-year-old brick building. But they are the nicest, juiciest, sloppiest burgers ever, and they keep an ongoing rotation of local beers.
The New York Giants just signed Bobby O'Keefe from the Indianapolis Colts defense. If you don't remember that, on Christmas or New Year's Day this year, Bobby O'Keefe had 17 tackles against the Giants. If he beats the shit out of us, let us sign him.
Can't beat them.
No
Join
longer
them.
beat
If
the
they beat
shit out
you,
of us.
please try to have them join you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dave's right. Yeah, 3:30, 2008. I actually went back and watched that match about a week ago. That's
Such
one
a
of my
damn good
favorite.
match.
I love that match because I'm the biggest Ric Flair fan on the planet, and I love the fact that Sean.
Since you've had a week, did you get a chance to go back and watch Danielson versus MJF in full?
Yes.
I think I saw him tweet about it. Danielson and Hangman and Moxley.
No, I did tweet about it. I said I can actually find my tweet here. Let me pull up Twitter.
I remember the Hangman and Moxley tweet. I just don't remember the Danielson MJF one.
Let me pull up my profile here. I can find it pretty quick. Let me see here.
Yes, David. Yes, it did.
Here we go.
Top of my ear itches.
Watch Dave. Yeah, let's just throw it up on screen real quick. Oh, I forgot there's a character limit.
Dipshit and dip fuck.
You didn't enjoy the death match.
No, because it was a death match between two guys who don't know how to do a fucking death match. Because John Moxley is a dipshit, and Hangman Page, as much as I love him, is a dumb fuck. That was the biggest excuse for a fucking death match that I've seen in a good long while.
Well, I enjoyed it.
I loved it.
If you're gonna do a fucking Texas death match, do it fucking right. I'm so fucking sick of Plumber Moxley, and I hate John Moxley. David,
Moxley as
come
much as
on, David.
But your genuine thoughts on the Iron Man match? How did you think MJF paced it out? How did you think the match itself?
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I think that match should win Match of the Year unless something comes along better than that, but I doubt it will.
I do agree there. I do think it's Match of the Year.
Now, I was not all that happy with the finish. They went Broadway and then they started it over again. I was not exactly happy with that, but it eclipsed Michaels and Bret Hart for greatest Iron Man match for me.
Hey.
I was close to I got the predictions of the win to loss ratio, right?
So my rankings of Iron Man matches are MJF and Danielson, Brett from what we just saw at Revolution, Brett and Shawn WrestleMania 12, Angle and Benoit's submission Iron Man match, even though it was a 30-minute one, and then Rock and Triple H at Judgment Day 60 minutes. So those are my rankings of Iron Man matches.
Lesnar and Angle, the 60-minute on SmackDown.
Didn't make my list. Wasn't a fan of it. I've got MJF, Danielson, Brett and Shawn, Angle and Benoit, Triple H and Rock. The only Triple H and Rock I had trouble putting in my top 4 for the pure reason that because the first 58 minutes of that match was phenomenal. The final 2 minutes and the fucking screwy finish damn near made me hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But as I've gone back and watched it several times, Rock and Hunter did enough in those first 58 minutes to negate the bullshittery that happened in the last 2. It was fucking close.
Mm-hmm.
But they did such a superb job that I couldn't take them out of the top 4, even though the finish was so fucked. I hated the finish. I loved the first 58 minutes of it.
Now, jumping over to WWE news, with the rumor that Bray Wyatt is taken out of WrestleMania, what in the hell are the plans with Bobby Lashley? Because that man needs a WrestleMania match.
He can't
Lashley
have
does.
without him.
Lashley does. I don't. Did Bray injure himself working out, training? Was it something?
It said physical issues. I can definitely try and do some deep diving on the Fightful Select, but
I can't think of anything with Lashley, especially with Omos or almost for caps. Viking
according to
going up against
WWE
Brock.
sources, Bray Wyatt is out of action with an undisclosed physical issue. Undisclosed, so they're not saying a damn thing. So this could be a shoot physical injury. This could be him taking time away, or this could, the reports earlier today were that he walked out because of creative differences again. But I don't see that happening since they've let him do what he wanted to do.
If it's physical issues and he's going to be back, or even if it's creative issues, I think you have to. The only logical thing, if you have to give Lashley a match, is to insert him into Lesnar and Omos and make it a triple threat.
They could do an Uncle Howdy match instead of Bray.
You're gonna give Bo Dallas a WrestleMania match, Devin?
If that's who it is, yeah, that'd be the only thing I could think of.
You can't do that.
It just doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work. Um, if
Like,
Bray
I
is
love Bo Dallas, but it just wouldn't make sense for him to take the place of Bray Wyatt in the match.
here is
Bobby
why I
Lashley would have
think
to destroy him.
here is why I think this is some fuckery. Vince is back. Vince hates Bray Wyatt.
For some fucking reason.
No, because he's wrestling because he's a Wyndham Rotunda. Same as he hates the fucking roads. I think, and this is just my Oliver Stone conspiracy theory here. I think this is Vince playing his hand saying, I do not want Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Because
I feel you, David.
Vince, and let's not forget, Brock refused to work with Bray.
Yeah.
He refused to work with, who
Didn't he
was
say
it?
he refuses to work with Bobby again?
He didn't want to work with Bobby again. He didn't want to work with Bray. He wants to work a shit quick match that is just spamming finishers, get his WrestleMania payday,
and go home because apparently he was saying goodbyes to people
yeah.
backstage at Raw.
And Vince hates Bray Wyatt. He hates anyone who's less. He hates anyone who is wrestling royalty. And this is why I'm starting to think, boys, I pray. I've got my little Pope Francis bobblehead on my desk here. I'm literally saying my prayers on this. The fact that Vince is back. If Cody gets fucked at Mania, it's Vince. I don't want to get upset and emotional about this because as I got upset and emotional at the Rumble, crying on Maddie's shoulders,
because Cody is going to WrestleMania.
that Rhodes is going to WrestleMania and might be there to dethrone Roman. The fact that Vince has returned
and could possibly fuck that up.
Has this indigestion going on in my torso that Vince may fuck a Rhodes again.
Might feel the big one come along.
I'm hoping I'm wrong. But if we go to WrestleMania and we see no Wyndham Rotunda and Cody does a job, then that tells me Vince is fully back in power again. Because Vince has done everything he could since 1983, 84 to fuck anyone associated with the NWA, the Rhodes family, the Rotundas, the Wyndhams, anyone associated with those particular families of wrestling.
Oh, yeah. No, if Vince is back in any capacity, Jay White more than likely will not sign with WWE.
I'm reserving myself. I'm waiting patiently yet pessimistically.
Yeah,
But given how much
no
I've
other
been
way to look
seeing and
at it.
reading as to how much Vince sat in Gorilla
Yeah, he was
last
in
Monday.
Gorilla this Monday.
He sat in Gorilla all night.
And he's probably going to be in Gorilla tonight. And apparently he's got a mustache now.
Oh, lovely.
But
Vince,
people were like, that report isn't real, but I saw so many pictures of Vince with that.
Vince, if you fuck Cody and you fuck Bray,
Again, Bray Wyatt as a character is lightning in a bottle.
I'm not going to say I would walk away from wrestling again like I did from about 2004 to 2014 when I just flat walked the fuck away from the business minus keeping up with Taker and a couple other things.
I should have fucking walk away from me.
Vince, if you fucking do this to me, I wouldn't walk away because of this business that we do here on RAWBall. I would still keep up with it enough, but this is that would be a level of fuckery that would turn me off on professional wrestling as far as WWE goes.
Now, David, you've got one of the most mentally held together thoughts on Vince McMahon that I've maybe ever seen.
Well, yeah, Mr. McMahon, that character that evolved in the fall and winter of 1997 was
Is
brilliant.
arguably the greatest character TV ever had.
Greatest heel that TV ever had. But Vince is a vindictive son of a bitch. And the way, since Hunter got the book in July of last year and everything that Hunter has been
Yeah, but
doing,
you can say what you want about the TV. TV's gonna be shit because they have to fill out 5.5 fucking hours of TV damn
they
near.
also have to do TV PG.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily the length, it's the content
Yeah.
that makes their TV suck.
And NXT is starting to get slowly better. I've been seeing good things about NXT recently, but
Yeah, once Triple
I'm
H left that,
I'm trying to hold myself back because I'm trying.
I don't
I'm
think
hoping.
NXT will ever be what it used to be.
unfortunately not. And I was a wholehearted NXT guy.
Shawn, I think Shawn Michaels being in that position is not necessarily a bad thing
No,
because
it's a good person to help people get their characters well developed.
exactly. My worry is on the main roster because I had a lot of hope with Hunter because while I'm not a huge fan of Hunter's booking, I far prefer it over Vince's. Like I disagree with a lot with Hunter, but at the same time it's better than like I'm about 50-50 with Hunter. With Vince I was about 90-10 against.
Yeah.
But if we get to, let's say we get to Mania and Bray gets buried or doesn't get a spot and Roman goes over, then I think it's pretty much clear who's still running the show. Because
Unfortunately.
Paul has to contend with the fan base that Vince cultivated over 2+ decades, which is why his booking looks and feels similar. And it's
fucking
hard
fan
because,
base, everybody hates Vince's booking.
well, I think he was talking about like the WWE fan base as a whole because we've seen the same product for so long, and it's good. And like I said in a tweet months ago, because someone I think like at Vince's or at Triple H's 6-month point was like, "How do you feel all of his changes have been? You can't get company-wide changes going in 6 months."
You can't. And
especially if you are a TV live product like that.
No, what? That's why I said give Paul until Mania. That's why I said whenever he took the book in July, I said let's give Paul until Mania to reserve any kind of judgment because it takes a booker
SummerSlam because that gave him a full year at least.
It takes a booker bare minimum, unless you're Jerry Jarrett who can turn a territory in 3 weeks. It takes a booker a good rest in peace, Jerry. It takes a booker a good 6 to 9 months, maybe a year. That's why I said let's give Triple H until Mania, and let's see how Mania shakes out. Not the lead up to Mania. Let's see how things look the Raw after Mania.
And Sean's got a point here, or David's got a point here too. NXT's been doing better ever since Vince was forced to leave too.
Yeah. That's why I said let's give Paul until after Mania. Let's see what happens with the Mania card, how it shakes out. Let's see where we are the Raw after Mania before we start to pass any kind of. And I'm reserving that. I'm reserving to pass judgment on Paul's book until we get through Mania, and then we'll see what happened. But my worry is that because my most hated human being in pro wrestling, apart from Kevin Dunn and Jim Herd, is Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just got this sickening feeling in the pit of my stomach that Vince is going to pull some, to quote Letterkenny, some tomfuckery
indeed.
and turn Mania into stupendous, pal, instead of a professional wrestling mecha event, which it could be. The matches, the card that we've got I'm excited about the Mania card. I love the
minus
card.
Brock and Omos. We've got a bunch
Minus
of beautiful
Brock getting his fucking payday. Fuck you, Brock.
Finn
Minus
versus
Brock
Edge
getting his
Raw
fucking
is
payday.
gonna be
Every other match on the card, I'm pretty interested in. The the six women's tag match seems a little bit of a jerk off rather than a blowjob to me.
You and David had the same brave wavelength at the same time. Women's tag division.
Yeah, the six women's tag match seems more rather than a hand job than a blow job.
It's WrestleMania in Hollywood. They got to get their famous stars out there. But
yeah,
I don't like that they're using damage control to help get Trish Stratus and Lita over.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's fucking stupid. Having the younger generation
needs to win this match.
That's how they split their legacy.
I can even excuse looking at the card. So what do we got? What, 8 matches? Let's look at the WrestleMania. What's the WrestleMania card? Let's pull this up.
While you're looking that up, Cap, Lita is the Raw Women or is the WWE Women's Tag Champ. She's expected to defend that at like we're expected to think that she can defend that on a weekly Raw.
Okay, so we've got Roman and Cody,
of course.
Charlotte and Rhea. There's 2 studs. Bianca and Asuka. We know that's going to be good. So there's 3 great ones. Rollins and Logan Paul. It's fucking Seth Rollins. He's going to kick ass.
Logan Paul is doing really well for himself in that damn ring.
Yes,
Theory and John Cena. There's 5 matches we know that are going to be good.
Yeah, Theory's a good wrestler, and Cena is just going to make him look great.
Yeah, which is, and I've always said about John Cena, I hate the gimmick, I hate the character, I hate everything about him except his work bell to bell. Mm-hmm. He puts on great matches. Everything else can go fuck itself. So then we've got Brock and Almost, and then we have the 6 women's, whatever the fuck they're going to be doing there. We still don't know what's going to happen with Usos, Sammy, Kevin Owens.
But we're pretty sure it's going to be Usos versus KO and Sammy for the tag straps.
Yeah.
Which I think would be a great match, although I think that's why I would really be curious to see Raw tonight with KO and Sikoa in a street fight.
Yeah, that match is going to be good because
I think that's going to let us know are we going to get 2 singles matches of KO and Sikoa and Sammy and one of the Usos, or are we going to get like a legit tag team title match that we haven't had at WrestleMania, like a legit big time tag team championship match? Owens and Sammy. Owens and Sammy versus the Usos, which WrestleMania has been lacking. I made the Vader sign there, which WrestleMania hasn't had in a long time. A really legit big time tag team championship match.
Yeah, no, they really haven't.
And after that,
the last one was Usos New Day a couple years ago.
And also, I think we've got to get Dom and Ray in there. It's going to be announced.
Yeah, Dom and Ray is going to be a match.
You think that'll be the end of Ray? Losing to Dom.
Also, Finn Edge is also going to be there.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're. I think those 2 have to happen. I love the card that's shaping up. It's just I'm wondering. Okay, who has Triple H's dick in their hand? Is it Vince McMahon or is it reality? Is it the shareholders or is it logic? Who is jerking Triple H right now? I know it's not me because there's no cock in my hands. I don't hold up your hand. Yeah, I don't see any cock in anybody's hands. So it's who's got Triple H's dick in their hands, or is he gonna be like, no, you gave me the fucking book. I'm gonna fucking do this the way I want to.
Yeah.
So there you go. And we're gonna be covering, as you're seeing the ticker, WrestleMania. We're gonna be covering it nights 1 and nights 2. So what did Dave just say? IDF versus Street Profits versus the
LDF, Legado del Fantasma.
Yep.
They're on SmackDown. They're the Luchadors, and I fucking love them.
I do too. I love Santos Escobar.
I think that would be probably a kickoff show match. No offense to any of the guys involved in that. I
I
think
agree.
I think that's a kickoff match rather than an actual card match, which I distinguish between the two. There's the card and then there's the the
The
whatever.
kickoff.
10 minutes ago on NFL Total Access. As of right now, we're staying tuned to the Aaron Rodgers situation. Aaron Rodgers on his playing future. Stay tuned. It won't be long. There's a time and a time limit for all of this.
He's just trying to milk as much fucking publicity as he can before he just like, you know what?
Aaron Rodgers.
Jet.
This is what has taken me over the last 5, 6, 7 years from loving Aaron Rodgers to fucking hate. He has become BF.
That's the Panthers also re-signed Bradley Bozeman. That was their starting center. For the next 3 years, he's getting $18 million.
Okay.
$6 million a year, not bad.
The Raiders have their starting quarterback. The deal has been agreed to. Jimmy Garoppolo, 3 years, $72.75 million, 34 guaranteed.
I'm not opposed to the deal. If we're going to be drafting a quarterback to be groomed, but yeah, I'm pretty much consigned to the flames of woe that the Raiders are going to be dog shit for another half decade at least.
Yeah, David does have a point there because Triple H was trying to compete with AEW style with his NXT. And yeah, the common Raw and SmackDown audience isn't the AEW.
Here's the problem. Here is the fucking problem. And I've said this many times. I hate to go out on a limb here. Here is the goddamn problem. Too much fucking useless shit on too much fucking TV. Here is what you do. NXT, let it be a house show thing. Fuck them. Don't put them on TV. Nobody gives flying fuck about your goddamn developmental program. Make your goddamn developmental program your developmental program. Don't put them on TV. Second, SmackDown, fuck you. You are the second show. You always will be. Forget this goddamn fucking stupid brand split shit. One roster. You have Raw, Monday nights, 2 hours. Put it on a place where you can do TV 14, TVMA, and that is your key mark show. Whether it's on USA, whether it's on Showtime, HBO.
There's a channel that'll pick it up for TVMA.
Put it on a channel that is TVMA that you are allowed to do Attitude Era angles, promos. Make that your 2 hour, 1 week show, the must see TV. If you catch nothing else that we do, you catch Raw Monday nights, 2 hours TVMA. Fuck SmackDown. God damn, I am so fucking sick of this brand split NXT horse shit. 2 hours a week, TVMA. Do your shit on one show. You will get huge amounts of viewers. Don't split it between NXT, SmackDown, fucking horse shit. One fucking 2 hour show that is TVMA. God damn, why is this so hard for people to realize? I grew up. I came of age in the Attitude Era. It was Raw, Monday nights, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you missed Raw, you missed everything. There was nothing else. There was no SmackDown. There was no NXT. You had your wrap-up shows like Livewire and Superstars, whatever. The business exploded. Go back to that type of mentality. You are so worried about not pissing off the shareholders, about not pissing off mom and dad. You're so worried about being so goddamn fucking PC, you are killing the goddamn wrestling business. Bring back that type of mentality, and I promise you, Hunter, you will see a rating spike like you have never seen. Bring it. Tell USA Network you want our programming, all these viewers, all these ratings. We're doing TVMA, 2 hours a week. Everything else can fuck off. Forget NXT. We'll make it an internet show. Forget SmackDown. Fox Network, fuck you. You got football. It will be 2 hours a week of must-see fucking television. And if you do that, you will have people gluing in because they know this is the only 2 hours of live wrestling they will see from WWE all week. It worked before because it was live and you never knew what was going to happen. Do it again and it will work, because if you let these guys loose, you will get those same ratings again. Or if you want to do, I'll do you one better. NBC owns USA Network. Every Monday night, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. on NBC Network, TV 14, Monday Night Raw. You will get a huge share as long as people know if they tune in Monday nights on NBC at 8 p.m., they have no idea what the fuck is going to happen. It will be monumental. But we have to please shareholders. We have to make mom and pop America feel safe so that their children can watch wrestling. Well, fuck you. Wrestling was meant to be some. Yes, Dave has got a point. The PG-13 format and catering to kids and casuals for numbers was a big downfall. Yes, because they were worried about mom and pop America versus the people who will actually pay fucking money. I got news for you, Vince. 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds ain't got no fucking money. You know who do? People 18 to 36, 45 have fucking money. You think if I had Raw every Monday night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., TV 14, TVMA on NBC Network, that I wouldn't be watching that shit? I would be getting off of right here and getting off to your program. But you won't do it because you're a bunch of chicken shit fuck cowards that I hope someone will take a red hot poker and shove straight up your ass because you're killing the goddamn wrestling business. You fucking twat waffles.
Cap, David's adding more to the fire.
Oh yeah, a street fight on TVP. It's going to be about as much of a street fight as it would be between me and a fucking blow-up doll. Fuck you, Kenny Omega. It's going to be about as much of a street fight as it would be between my dog and a 12-pound cat. It's not going to be a street fight. There's not going to be any fucking blood. There's not going to be any fucking real violence. You know why? Because we can't piss off the network. We can't piss off the shareholders. We can't piss anybody off. Well, let me give you some news. This is the fucking wrestling business. And you know how you get some numbers? You fucking piss people off! Fuck you, Vince McMahon. I hope you fucking rot and die in your goddamn grave for how you have ruined the wrestling business. I hope you fucking die of gonorrhea, crotch rot, tuberculosis, and lung cancer all at the same time, you worthless, quaffered, steroid-taking son of a bitch. You ruined the goddamn wrestling business. I hope you fucking die, Vince McMahon. May you rot in hell. And I hope you're sucking Jim Hurd's dick and Kevin Dunn is sticking it in your ass while you do it. Fuck all three of you. Fuck.
Kevin Dunn just sitting there like 50 Cent. Like, I understand, fuck Dre, fuck him, and then what the fuck did I do?
Existed.
You fucking Bucky Beavered toothless motherfucker. Right, we should consider ourselves a wrestling promotion when we've got wrestlers and wrestling booths and wrestling tights and a wrestling. Fuck you, Kevin Dunn. I hope you goddamn die of gonorrhea.
So we got a little bit of NFL news as we're heading towards the end. The Broncos have signed Chris Manhertz to a 2-year deal. We got that tight end, hopefully, that we were looking for. He's only gotten 24 catches in the last 7 years, or the last 5 years.
Oh shit!
Dolphins get David Long, linebacker. Broncos re-sign our linebacker Alex Singleton, and Dolphins bring back Duke Riley.
They brought back Duke. Cap is so huge right now, and I love it.
Oh, you haven't seen shit. You haven't seen me watch a fucking Chicago White Sox game when our fucking manager brings in a fucking schmo from the bullpen when we've got a 1-run lead and he fucking lets go of a 3-run homer because our fucking manager doesn't know how to manage a fucking goddamn bullpen.
I can't wait.
Speaking of,
Fuck.
who's it looking to be your day one starter? Do you know yet?
Giolito. Yeah.
Is Chris Sale gonna be good for opening day?
Oh shit.
I mean, Boston may throw him out there opening day. I mean, they probably will, but I see them being very tentative with Chris Sale just because of the amount of money they have invested in him and him still, we don't know what he looks like long-term post TJ surgery. We saw a few starts last year, but I see the Red Sox kind of reeling Sale back for the most part, like at least through, say, April, May, like just to kind of see, like he's going to be on a pitch count and kind of see how he does, to see if the elbow is really up to it. But Giolito's healthy, but our rotations look like Giolito, Dylan Cease, Clevenger, Kopech, and Lance Lynn. That looks like our starting 5 rotation. I'm not sure the exact order, but that looks like the 5 guys we're going with. Giolito's okay. Dylan Cease is a one-trick pony. He's either strikeout or home run. Kopech does not. He's not a starter yet because he's got 2 pitches. He's got to develop a 3rd and a 4th. Lance Lynn is a serviceable every 5th day bottom of the end rotation starter. Clevenger just in the last week found out he's not going to face criminal prosecution for sexual abuse claims.
Holy shit!
Who the fuck knows what's going on there? So we have Giolito, Cease, and then 3 guys that are huge question. Cease can be a good pitcher so long as he can learn some control. I don't give a fuck if you strike out 300 guys in a year, but if you've got a 5.0 ERA, get the fuck off my team. You're not a fucking pitcher.
Oh, Taya Valkyrie would be a good opponent for Jade. Reach for the Sky ladder match. The Ring of Honor tag team titles are being vacated and being held in a tag team title ladder match in honor of Jay Briscoe, which
they kind of have to because obviously, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Jay.
The belts have to go on to somebody. But Mark Briscoe and Samoa Joe for the TV title.
They're gonna slap the shit out of each other.
The belts have to go on somebody, and I do have to say I respect Tony Khan for leaving the belts on them in the interim as out of respect.
And letting Mark Briscoe basically be the one to go, it's going to be in this ladder match.
To Jay, because, I mean, let's face it, Ring of Honor is what, the top 4th or 5th wrestling promotion in North America. And
at one point, it was number 3. At one point, it was number 3. It was above the Impacts, but it just didn't have the TV.
Yeah. But I do like the fact that we're seeing Mark being featured. It's long overdue that the Briscoes were featured. It's sad that Jay is not there with him. but it's
just when Ring of Honor gets like a solid actual deal.
I would rather see Mark getting featured than just the Briscoes being written off.
Mm-hmm.
If Sale, what Dave say? If Sale is healthy, he'll get the nod.
Okay,
No,
so if not, we got Corey Kluber starting for us.
no. Dave Sale's going to be the opening day starter. That's not even a question.
Okay.
They've got too much money there. Sale's going to be your opening day starter, but I think they're going to be very cautious with him.
Oh, by the way, Nick Pivetta hurt himself in pitching, or what was it? Nick Pivetta, James Paxton. James Paxton, hamstring injury,
Yep.
played catch off a flat ground on Monday.
Ooh.
James Paxton has been injury prone ever since he got into the league, and
What you mean to tell me is we've got a bunch of broken people in our starting rotation.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Paxton, even when he's because I watched him because the Seattle AA organization is in Little Rock, Arkansas. I watched him come up from there to Seattle and then get traded to Boston. I mean, I have followed Paxton's career. Like, he was a guy who I thought was going to be a next level pitcher, but he cannot stay healthy. And that has been the thing that has killed him his entire career. So the fact that Paxton, you almost look like Ace Ventura Pet Detective with the hair split like that.
Oh shit, Devin.
Never mess with the dew.
I have a bad split whenever it gets wet. You can see like the split line in there.
We need to pay someone to do the like deep fake.
The devil horn, Ace Ventura.
We need to have someone. We need to pay someone to deep fake Devin coming out of that rhino's asshole.
Why do I look like Jim Carrey trying to be Dr. Robotnik? Whew.
Oh,
especially with that.
Split it 50-50, and then let it poof.
Hold on, where'd my brush go? Fuck.
Oh my god!
How did you with that?
And then do the.
Yeah, you have to comb up and out, up and out.
Up and out and in for the devil horns. Yes!
Oh shit!
We've got Brother Love when you flip your hair back, and we've got Ace Ventura when you curl your hair out.
No, man, you're yes, yeah, make.
That's fucking amazing.
And it just goes back. A couple of these, and it goes back. I feel like that's a good way to end this one. On a good note.
I was going to say, I am looking at other news, and currently it looks like we have maybe dried up for the news for the night. So,
oh, fuck. I love my hair.
Would you guys like to do a bring one real quick, or?
Nah, not tonight.
You gotta bring one
at like 5%.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. As you guys have seen in the ticker, on the 30th, we have a very special event coming up.
Yes, we do.
I have reached out and I've gotten word back. The stream is on. The stream for suicide prevention is going to happen March 30th. It is going to be us and Urinating Tree watching some MLB baseball and hopefully raising some money for 988. So
Suck Stroh's opening night.
So this is going to be very.
I look like the protagonist or the antagonist for the fucking Netflix show. What the fuck it's called? Oh shit, I can't remember what its name is, but his hair's all fucked up and it's
You kind of got fucking X-Men first movie Logan hair. What
Yeah.
they did to Hugh Jackman.
I just
Sky, wherever you are, this man deserves a deuce.
Cap, is there
God, sweet Jesus, motherfucker!
is there anything that you would like to plug for us, Cap?
here, let me fix my hair so you can focus.
Keep an eye on March Madness starting Thursday night.
In 3 nights.
Maddie is coming down to Fayetteville Friday the 24th. We'll be doing the live draft broadcast on Saturday the 25th, starting at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be a shitload of fun. After that, we've got MLB opening day with Tree, and then 2 nights from then, WrestleMania. Got a lot coming up in the next few weeks. It's going to be a fun month for RAWBall, and then Dev, whatever's left of him and his hair, will be coming down sometime in June to see what happens then.
Oh, it's gonna be worse then, brother. I promise you that. I ain't cutting it. It's gonna be worse.
At least we've got a decent gap in between WrestleMania and the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got NFL draft the last weekend of April, and then Dev comes
WrestleMania
down
the first weekend of April.
Holy shit, we've got.
We're packed.
Busy couple
We're
months
packed.
for us.
Our balls are red.
Our balls are raw.
We're
Well,
working
what
them
can
raw.
I add to that?
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and remember to ball out with the RAWBall podcast.
Yes, sir. Let's see if Matt's gonna leave before the stream ends this time.
Nope, not this time.